Hello everyone, welcome to Total War, Warhammer 3. So we're going to be doing some Immortal Empires campaigning here. This is a game that I really love since the first Warhammer Total War, and I've played a lot of the other Total War games in the past as well. But there's something special about the Warhammer series being in Total War that makes it feel really good. Anyways, today we are going to be playing, they just released patch 2.2 a few days ago or a week ago or so. So I'm going to be jumping back in and doing some of that. I like some of the changes that they made. Hoping that it makes the game feel a little bit better. One thing that I really would love for them to figure out is a way to make the AI more intelligent and when interacting with each other and with the player, and their positioning and things that happen throughout the course of a campaign while you become more powerful. But with that being said, the game is still fantastic, and I actually don't have a pick yet on what race I'm going to play. As you can see, there's a lot. Once you have all the DLC, there's quite a lot of them. I'm really tempted to do the Empire. I'm not sure how much they've changed the Empire since the last time I gave them a shot. The systems were a little bit kind of weird, but some other ones that would be fun to do is Greenskins, or the Tomb Kings, or Skaven. I mean, to be honest, a lot of these would be quite a lot of fun. Wood Elves, I haven't played around with a lot. Did a lot of High Elves. I've done a fair amount of Lizardmen. Haven't done much Dwarfs. Did a little bit of Bretonia. Did a Grand Cathay. That was the playthrough that I did the campaign with. They're pretty fun. Have not really done much with the Chaos factions. Haven't really played them, so that's an option. Vampire Coast was pretty fun when they first came out in Warhammer 2. They're quite annoying as an AI faction, to be perfectly honest. Just mobile vampiric corruption everywhere. Right.
This world will burn.
Demons of Chaos have like one of every different Chaos unit. That's interesting.
Starbrand craves slaughter. I thirst for the hunt.
The sanctity of life.
The thrill of bloodshed.
I believe Norska is better than they used to be. Playing their campaign, or playing their faction in Warhammer 2 Immortal Empires was... I did not enjoy it. They were very difficult to get up and running.
Witness my majesty.
Trying to remember where they put some of the DLC stuff. Is it in here?
Godhood awaits me. There'll be a reckoning.
Is this it? Yeah.
Behold your beauty.
Bless.
Germs and viruses fill their sight. We shall enact my vengeance. I
I
command
think ultimately I'm going to do the Empire for this run. However, if there are those of you watching out there that have another faction you'd really like to see, let me know. So I do plan on doing more campaigns with this in the future. I'm excited for when they officially finalize, quote-unquote, the Immortal Empires. And it's in a state where they feel that it's no longer beta. It's still fully playable, but I'm hoping for a lot of improvements, like I said, to AI and how different units work, and the balance of the game and things like that. So I'm hoping that that's what they're striving towards as they continue developing this. Now, Carl Friends is pretty good. He's kind of your typical starting point for the Empire.
The monstrous.
When you look at the map here, Carl Friends starts in the heart of the Empire there.
the nation
Gelt
calls.
is just to the south.
Never waver.
The Hunts Marshal's expedition for Marcus all the way down there, and then
Sigmar grant me strength.
Cult of Sigmar is here. And then there should be Boris Todbringer
As I hold Gall
up here. I mean, he's in the game, but not a starting playable legendary lord. Another thing before we jump into this, with the when the game gives the quest missions, one thing that I've played around with in previous playthroughs or plays that I've done has been not using the teleport to battle option, which can be difficult because sometimes the battles are extremely far away. So I may do that this run, and maybe the only time I use the teleport is when there's like a lore-based reason to do so. Just always seemed weird to me that, it's like this thing happened, and the Emperor was called to fight these battles, and the battles are hundreds and hundreds of miles away, or whatever the units here are. They're just very far and take many turns to get to. So we'll see how it goes. If I find myself where it's just stuck and I have no recourse of getting down there, then maybe we'll use the teleporter. Maybe if I can think of some reason where it's like, all right, well, this happened, and the Empire mages conjured up a portal to allow Carl to get down there. But anyways, let's look at Carl's details here, because that's who we're going to be playing. So his starting army is a unit of greatswords. We were playing on I'll show in the settings with the difficulty and stuff, but we're playing with the ultra size units. So these have 120 units in the army there. I guess I can't. There we go. The mass 120 units models in the unit. Handgunners, Reichsguard, mortars, swordsmen, and halberdiers. So kind of a small starting army. And our early game army is probably mostly going to consist of swordsmen. The effects that we're going to get are positive +10 diplomatic relations with Empire factions, prestige 25% gained from battles, their Lord recruit rank in the faction is going to be +2, and all armies will get +10% campaign movement range. As for the Lord, he can replenish in neutral territory, gets a upkeep reduction for Reichsguard and Greatsword units for 25%, gets a passive ability called Guardian for Reichsguard and Greatsword units in his army, which gives them +15% physical resistance, and a charge bonus for the Lord's army. So most likely I will try to steer him towards using Reichsguard and Greatswords. And there's the starting position. And then lore. The Emperor is Karl Franz, Prince of Altdorf and Elector Count of Reichland. Karl Franz is said to be the greatest statesman the Old World has ever seen. He is also a military genius and valiant general. The Emperor frequently takes personal command of his soldiers, wielding Galmaraz, the fabled hammer of Sigmar, like the warrior god of old, smiting enemies of the Empire with every blow. Karl Franz often rides to battle on the back of Deathclaw, reputed to be the mightiest imperial griffin that ever lived. A powerful bond exists between the beast and his master, one forged in countless battles and many adventures. During the Battle of Blood Keep, Deathclaw stood over the prone form of the wounded emperor for 3 hours, slaying any who came near until the Reichsguard could hack a path to their fallen lord. And the Empire. Lying at the heart of the Old World, the Empire is the greatest and most powerful of all the kingdoms forged by men. But it is a realm in constant turmoil, both from enemies without and strife from within, as rival elector counts vie for the throne. Whether fighting between themselves or the many exterior invaders, the greatest nation of man can muster a formidable army of disciplined warriors, magic, steam-powered wonders, and menageries of fantastical beasts. Now, the twin-tailed comet blazes across the sky once again, and a new emperor has been crowned. Surely an omen that the time has come to unite the Empire, secure its borders, and bring prosperity to its beleaguered citizens. So the Elector Counts is going to be a mechanic that is very unique to the Empire, and we'll see how that is working now. I think there have been some changes to it since last I played it, but the Imperial Authority mechanic. Develop authority within the Empire by engaging in internal politics and quelling problems to enforce confederation, vassalage, or war. Summon the Elector Counts. Secure the fealty of the Empire's lords to govern or take over by force, assigning new, more loyal Elector Counts. And they have a well-rounded unit roster with a wide range of magical lores and war machines. Let's take a look at the settings. So this is going to be... And this is what I was talking about. So I don't like to play on Legendary because it requires a certain play style. And we want to have fun, but also do a bit of strategic role-playing. Very hard is not bad, but can get a little out of hand with the enemy factions and their decreased upkeep costs. I think we're going to do hard. Our battle difficulty, I think, is going to be hard. I don't remember whether I tried very hard or not. Hard feels pretty good. So the enemy gets basically a buff to their leadership, making them harder to break. They say they're smarter and tougher, so not sure whether AI really gets a huge buff or not, but it feels pretty good on hard. This Vermintide is a new endgame scenario they added. I'm tempted to just play with this, but I think we're just gonna keep the randomization on for it. I think we're gonna keep the turn timer kind of at default 100 to 150. I have a feeling that this is going to trigger in turn timer range, not on long victory. I doubt that we will have a long victory after 150 turns. Those are going to be enabled. We'll keep the advisor on high to start with. Battle realism. That's another thing. I kind of like it. It is on by default in Legendary, and I don't think you can turn it off. The one reason I don't like it is it does make kind of multi-pronged attacks much harder because your camera is locked to a certain radius around the units that you can see, or the units that you have selected, so it can make panning very difficult. I do like playing without being able to pause. I think that adds to the challenge. So if this is off, you can pause, issue orders, which can make for a lot more tactical command and maybe more beautiful battles, if you will. But it does reduce the challenge a bit. I believe you can turn this on and off within the game. So we're going to start with it on. If I can't disable it, that's fine. But maybe if we get to a point and we want some more precise control in like a big battle, just to make it that much more epic, maybe we'll turn it off. Or if I start having real complaints about the camera lock, but these are fine. I think we're ready to go. When we get into this, I think I will be ending this particular episode capture, so this will just be kind of the faction select, going over the starting bonuses that we're going to be getting, that sort of thing. And then we'll start a new video from the beginning of the campaign. So we'll let this load. The loading times can be a little bit long at first while it loads in all the assets or whatever it's doing. The game is huge. It's a very, very large map. A lot of stuff going on. They really did a good job with the optimization of the turn timer. And my game just crashed.